daughter spending time together a lot. And we've been camping recently, and I just really tried to pay attention to her. I'm busy. Like I said, I paint and I do pottery and I teach art. So I'm really busy. So I've spent a lot of time just listening and being with her. And this painting started out as just kind of an explosion of joy for her and love for her. The first marks that I made on that canvas are from that love and joy for my daughter. And I tried to use colors that she would like. I used pinks. And sometimes I think my abstracts are masculine. I use a lot of angles and crisscrosses and straight lines. So for this painting, I tried to put some curves and some warm tones and tried to make it a little more feminine on behalf of my daughter. But you guys might see something crazy in that. But you have to know, I'm brave enough to put it out there, and it does come from a place in my heart of love and joy for my daughter. So that is kind of the explanation of that one. That one is based on love and expression. Now, this painting, if you can see this one, it's so funny. This is an abstract that is based on a place I went. And I actually was there with my mom. I go with her a lot of places, and I've grown up doing that with her. We go on location together. She paints, I hang out and protect her from wild animals and strangers, whatever it might be. Not really, but that's what she thinks I do. So she was out making photographs of this place, this is one of my mom's paintings, and it was beautiful. There was beautiful purple shadows, and the barn was blue. And so I can't copy my mom. I can't be like my mom. I can't ride her coattails. So I took this experience, which was beautiful, and I interpreted it in my own way, in an abstract way, with balance, composition, movement, color, rhythm, all of those things in my own presentation of the same experience I had with my mom. So there's another one. That one is from an emotional place. This one is from an actual place. And then this one down here, I'm sorry. So this one was from an experience. I teach, so I'm off in the summer with my children, and it gets tiresome being in that house all the time with those kids in the summertime. So we go swimming a lot, and it is a joy to jump in the water. I love swimming. I love being in the water. And so this one was just kind of my representation of jumping in a pool. It's energetic. I've got the reflection of the sunlight. I've got the bubbles from the water. I've got movement. This one is a very loose, painterly painting in comparison to one that's possibly a little more thought out, planned out, and a little more smooth. This one's more energy. But I'm trying to show you kind of the different places I go when I paint abstracts. This painting is from Wheeler, Mississippi, if anybody has ever been to Wheeler. And I'm just going to kind of tell the story of where I found the beauty in this painting. I went with a friend. There is actually a community garden in Wheeler. And we took our kids one morning, and they picked the tomato worms off the tomato plants and had the best time. And me and her, we cleaned the weeds out of the garden and just spent a really good time, fellowship and community work, and spending time out in the heat of the summer morning. It was wonderful. And as we were leaving, I walked back behind this place, and I looked out, and I don't know how many of you guys have ever been to Wheeler, but it is gorgeous. There's just lush farmland. It's a bottom, it's long, it's just wide open, and I walked out behind there, and there was a tree at the end of this field, and it was just standing there in all its glory, and I snapped a picture of it, and I came home, and I was like, I really kind of want to document this moment. It was beautiful for me, and I did. And so that's where this landscape comes from. And I think that's probably where I'm going to stop, because I'm going to talk about pottery next. So I make garden bells, and I make what I call porch tails. So they are things for your southern porch, because through and through, as you guys have learned, I am a southerner. I love where I'm from. I think it's beautiful. So why not decorate that porch that you're going to sit on? So the thing that makes my pottery kind of unique to me is that I use found objects. I have a collection of weird rocks I've always kept up with in my foyer, I have wonderful little trinkets that I have brought home from vacations. My kids bring me really cool things, and now I know a way to incorporate that and show it off. These are my little bales that I make, okay? I call my pottery Okalili Creek pottery. Now, if you see the word, it looks like Okilala. I'm from Baldwin. We've always called it Okalili. I don't know really how you say it. I actually live near the Okalili Creek, though, so I have rights to that. It's kind of funny, too, because the word Okalili, this is kind of sad, though, but the only thing that I can find about that word is that it means sick deer. So I live near the Sick Deer Creek. But anyway, here are some of the objects that I brought to show you guys how I kind of make the pottery my own. This is actually a piece of pottery my mother made in college. I broke it when I was a kid. I felt so bad about it that I kept it, and I have kept it for all of these years. And you know, you don't know what you do with these things. I'm really connected to them. I really love it. I love the whole memory I have with it. And I've held on to this that I did when I was a kid. My mom is an artist. She was in college for painting and everything, but she took ceramics and she made napkin holders. I broke this when I was a kid, but now I use it in my pottery, okay? My daughter, of course, is always bringing me interesting things from the woods. So I use this beautiful symmetry from this pine cone, and I press that into my clay. And I told you already that the boys in my family are big-time hunters, so they brought me this from dove season. So my pottery is kind of seasonal. These things are temporary. They're not going to last forever, so I'm forced to go out and find new things. And one more thing that's really close to my heart that I use in my clay, my granddad was a maker. He was a whittler, he was a woodworker, he was a tinker, he worked on everything. And so I managed to keep this off of one of his old sawhorses. Like, I have chills talking about it. I don't really show that to anybody, but I'm so blessed to be able to use that and share that with people. And this is a treasure to me. It's just a chunk of wood. But you know, my granddad used this, my granddad had this, and he made stuff from this, and I'm able to use this in a way that I can share it with people. This is, if you guys can see it, I don't know. This is what I call my porch tail. I imagine it being hung on a porch in Mississippi, our beautiful porches. And it's called a porch tail. It looks like a tail, but also we're all going to sit out on the porch and we're going to talk and we're going to tell stories and kind of that just hand-down situation from Mississippi that we all share. That's why I call them porch tales. And there's a rhythm to where I place the items on the string. I thought about it. I tie the knots. I place the things in a certain place. So it is once again balanced, and it has rhythm and it has movement. And I'm able to share all those things that I love in a way that's kind of ties to my hippie roots too. It's hemp. I love it. And that's really all I'm going to talk about. If that's okay with you. Do y'all have any questions about that? The pottery's pretty simple, but it's very fun.